And we're on.
All right, third quarter, man. Not so much breaking news, but news you can use, news you can chew on, news you can talk about. Definitely for sure, especially some of these topics. Mm-hmm. We're gonna start with the elephant in the room, my man.
Dun, dun, dun.
I heard it put on the radio today, so I'm gonna use the quote. LeBron breaks the first rule of GOAT Club.
Wow.
If you can make sense of that. That's a Brad Pitt movie?
Fight Club.
Fight Club.
The first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club.
Right, so if you add in what LeBron had said about him being the best of all time, ridiculously, in my opinion, and in many people's opinions,
so the first rule of GOAT Club is don't talk about being the GOAT.
I mean, why would you need to? Have you ever heard? Okay, the people that have been considered the GOAT. Have you ever heard a quote or a conversation where Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said, "I could score. No one could stop my scoring. I have titles as a young person. I have titles as an older player. My record still stands." Have you ever heard Kareem say, "I'm the best of all time"?
He's a different kind of cat. Man.
I understand that.
So no.
But
to answer your question,
Oscar Robertson. Maybe you might have heard Oscar, but I don't think I've ever heard him say it. I heard him say he was proud of his abilities, but I never said it. Michael Jordan. He was famously said, "I would never say that." I never got a chance to play against Jerry West or so and so and so and so. So yeah, I think that it just from a practicality standpoint. No, that it's like a nickname, like call me this. Come on, man, you don't pick your own nickname.
He kind of did. He's got the king tattooed broadly across his back.
So like I said, there's a whole bunch of things. There's rules that he's broken. People that think, again, no laws.
Right. The unwritten rules.
All right, so your take. I say I agree with that. That he broke the first rule of GOAT Club.
I tend to agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
All right.
I don't know the context of which he was asked the question or how it came out.
He was sitting down. I do. Matter of fact, I got a text. We may go over on this, but anyways, he's got many shows. And it's not the barbershop show, but it's another show. And he and his buddies are sitting around, and he's having a conversation where he's saying that he had a conversation with himself, basically, after the Game 7, where Cleveland won their first title. Mm-hmm. And he said that it wasn't like an interview. Mm-hmm. He was sitting around talking with his buddies. That situation, I felt I'm the best of all time. That made me the best of all time. I threw up not only in my mouth, I threw up in my apartment.
Fair enough. Okay, sometimes when you're like in a state of exhilaration, you can feel like that. Because mind you, after the 2008 Celtics won the championship, Paul Pierce was talking about he felt after that he was the best player in the world. And so it was silly.
Well, now
that's just like when the Miami Heat won it, and what's his name? Mario Chalmers was talking about he's the best point guard in the league. Like, stop it, man. Y'all won the chip. So sometimes you're emotional. Especially like you said, he was talking to himself about it. He was in his feelings. He's in the mirror flexing on himself, loving himself.
Well, he was telling his again. He
was telling the story.
Yes, I don't think I don't think that feeling has subsided. I don't think he thought that in that moment, and I no longer feel that.
Sure, and I'm sure Paul Pierce and Mario Chalmers felt the same, but they were both wrong.
Yeah. All right, so next name in the news is PG-13.
Paul George.
We talked about him in the first quarter, with the Western Conference and what he and the OKC have been able to do. But this guy, man, because he and Golden State, he and OKC played the Lakers last week. And when he got the ball, he was booed every time he thought about looking at the ball. And he missed his first couple of shots, but I think he lit him up after that for maybe 40 plus or somewhere, definitely high 30s. But he didn't let that. Because I mean, they were mad. Of course, they wanted him to come.
Sure, they wanted him to go to LA.
But he's playing under control. He's seeing the court. Everything's slow motion. His jumper's wet. He finally got a game winner under his belt, which he's never had. Your thoughts on PG-13?
I'm a big fan of PG-13. Mm-hmm. He's a baller through and through. He's a true hooper.
Yeah.
And he's he's what you need to pair with Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, and they seem to like each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to like each other, so that's working. That's working.
Like, I always say that Russ has to play with a guy who can be efficient without needing the ball a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And PG fits that mold. He's a KD light.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays better defense. So,
Mm-hmm.
you rock with that.
Yeah, I gave you another name earlier, James Harden.
Oh, the beard. Fear the beard.
Between his basketball abilities and the refs
Mm-hmm.
letting him kind of do what he wants to out there.
Man, they let him reinvent the rules of basketball.
Yeah.
They like to look at that stuff. They just want to watch. Look at
It
this.
seems like they're at a marvel. Usually that type of activities, as you mentioned earlier, doesn't go in the fourth quarter. In the playoffs.
All right.
Better referees, definitely keying in on stuff. So some of those walks may not be called. Definitely those some of those fouls that he's able to draw usually are not called
In the playoffs.
Well, the rules have been changed, so maybe they will. I don't know.
Liars back.
Yeah.
So what do I think about James? That everything you just said. He's gonna get his calls. He's gonna reinvent basketball. And in the playoffs, he's not gonna be able to do that, and they're gonna struggle to win.
Okay. Russell Westbrook. We talked about him.
Russ.
Doing Russ-like thing is that he's averaging a triple-double.
Mm-hmm.
Again.
Again. That's crazy is that.
But his scoring efficiency is down. He's not shooting the ball very well. Maybe in the 20s percentile range. His scoring is not down. Not tremendously down because he can still get you the bucket.
Mm-hmm.
But his jumpers, he's broke.
Yeah.
And he made a comment this week that he feels he's hurting the team, even though they're on a good clip and they're in second place and because they have Paul George and a good team.
Mm-hmm.
But what say you about Russ? He'll come out of this little slump. No big deal.
I'm gonna say this:
Mm-hmm.
if Russ comes out of that slump, they could be a threat to get out the West.
Yeah,
like legitimately.
Many people think they are right now.
Right, exactly.
With everybody's talking about Boogie coming back. As we mentioned, half of the games have been played already, regular season, and then you're gonna have to work him in slowly,
right?
Just to make sure that he's not hurt, or make sure he doesn't re-injure himself right away, and then also with that, it's hard to get into basketball shape when you're not playing much basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why they were having him practice with the G League team, get a little run in.
Yeah.
But
all right, so I got another name for you.
Okay.
We brought these names up a lot these last couple of years. John Wall,
JW,
out, surgery. Some say season ending. Some say maybe not.
Uh-huh.
So the Wizards, we had him in, we had him out, we had him good enough to get back in. Where do we have him now? Where's John Wall? Where do you have all that?
Last we spoke with John Wall, I had them out.
Right.
Without, I have them out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do they blow that thing up?
Yes.
Now,
pray to God
pretty
they
sure
blow that thing
they won't
up.
be able to trade Wall with him being hurt
and expensive,
and his contract
yeah.
is costly if they did that. So, are you saying Bradley Beal's gone?
They'd be wise to see what they can do with that. There's no point to win anymore. They need to try to get on this tanking for Zion. Not trying for Zion. They need to get in on that. There's nothing to win here right now.
Well, it's almost like they're in on it anyways.
Well, exactly. Yeah, they're low key about it, but not so much, especially not now.
All right.
So John Wall will have his surgery. He should be ready for training camp.
All right. Here's one that we didn't talk. This subject that we did not talk about in the pregame show.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna bring it up right now, and that is the All-Star voting. We have early All-Star voting.
Right.
So we have in this segment 2.5 minutes. I'll give you. Have you heard anything about that? We'll go
LeBron and Greek the Freak are leading the fan votes right now.
Yes. Now, which means they will captain whoever they will captain and pick teams on whoever quote unquote makes the All-Star team, right?
Right.
So we have some unlikely names that are leading in some categories from the fan perspective,
Right.
which is 50% of the vote. The players and the I think maybe media make up the other.
Oh man, I think I saw Derrick Rose was like up there.
Oh, what do you mean up there? Yes, he's leading the guards. He here we go. So we know Giannis and LeBron are the number one picks.
Okay.
Other leading vote getters in the West include Luka Doncic.
Wow.
And Stephen Curry,
Okay.
Kevin Durant, and Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
So again, very unlikely names. Two of them being Luka as a rookie,
Right.
because Ben Simmons was playing really good ball last year in a less competitive East, and he did not make the All-Star team last year. Even though I called for it and I said I kind of understood because they want you to pick your bones.
Yeah, and they end up giving it to Kimba.
So, with that said, does it matter?
Does it matter?
Yes, that you make the All-Star team, you don't make the All-Star team. The snub, I know many people want to because they don't like it when they don't. The fan voting used to be all of it. Now it's only 50%.
25, I thought, huh?
No, it's 50%. Fan voting counts for 50, and the other
25 is the media and coaches.
Yes,
and all.
correct.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, they get the fans too much power.
Yeah, many people think that.
Yeah, man.
And that's kind of why they took the 100% control
right
away, because they understood that it's easy to overstuff and to kind of campaign just on the interweb and sometimes even do mischievous things with the interweb as well. Kind of
I voted a lot of times for one person 1 year.
Yeah. Well, they give you a few. All right, so that's the quarter, man, on news that you can use.
News you can use.
Third
Okay.
quarter.
All-Star game's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, it should.